Urgent heavenly alert. Archangel Michael is standing guard. You are closer than ever to a dangerous betrayal. Heaven has released a sacred alert. A call that could only be issued when the spiritual atmosphere begins to tremble with a betrayal so close, it threatens to erupt without warning. The realm of light has taken notice, and in response, Archangel Michael has been deployed. He does not move lightly. He does not position himself without command. His sword hath been drawn not against your enemies in the flesh, but against the powers operating behind their masks. Because what you are standing near, what you are breathing in, is not simply misunderstanding or misalignment. It is betrayal that has been cloaked in proximity, danger that has worn the face of familiarity. And you, beloved, are now closer than ever to its ignition. This is not paranoia. This is prophecy. This is not fear whispering. This is foresight roaring. There has been a shift. What was once subtle is now swelling. What was once a passing tension has become an atmosphere thick with shadows. You sensed it. The quiet exits. The forced smiles. The sudden distance. You've seen the way their tone changes when your name enters a room you're not in. You felt the dissonance, like a frequency playing just beneath the surface of every "I'm fine," every "nothing's wrong." But heaven sees what your eyes can't yet frame. And heaven has responded by stationing its most powerful warrior beside you, Archangel Michael. Because where there is deception, there must be discernment. Where there is hidden warfare, there must be heavenly covering. Archangel Michael does not come simply to observe. He has come to intercede. He is standing with his sword of fire not just to block attacks, but to expose them. Not just to protect, but to alert. You are closer than ever to the edge of something concealed, something set in motion not by coincidence, but by spiritual forces that fear what's next in your life. And those forces are using familiar faces to craft an unfamiliar wound. But the plan is being stopped in its tracks. Not through chaos, not through drama, but through revelation, through divine timing, through this moment. Because what you do now, what you believe now, will either let the betrayal pass through you or be stopped before it touches you. This is the threshold, and heaven is watching how you cross it. Archangel Michael speaks with clarity, urgency, and a tone of divine finality. He has not come to make suggestions. He has come to deliver sacred instruction. He has come because you are closer than ever to a dangerous betrayal, and it is no longer enough to simply pray. It is time to perceive. It is time to understand that the war around you is not new, but your awareness of it is. Stand still, he says, but do not sleep. Because the one you once trusted is being spiritually provoked to move against you, not because of your failure, but because of your faith. Not because you're falling behind, but because you're rising too fast. You are disrupting the spiritual order of old alignments, and those alignments are crumbling. Some are crumbling quietly, others violently. Heaven has not sent this message in error. Archangel Michael is not pacing. He is posted. He is positioned. You are being guarded by the highest rank because what you carry is rare, and what's rare is always hunted. There is a spiritual time pressure upon you now. In the next 24 hours, something will either be said, shown, or subtly revealed, and you must not dismiss it. This is not the hour to explain away signs. This is not the moment to silence your inner knowing. The betrayal you are nearing will not scream before it strikes. It will whisper. It will smile. It will act like it's checking in, but it's checking for weakness. And that's why Archangel Michael has come, to cover every vulnerable place you didn't even know was open. He is drawing a line, not in chalk, not in hope, but in fire. Type "I am guarded" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1414 is now surrounding you. There is a disturbance in the spirit realm, subtle yet screaming beneath the surface. Something is off. You felt it, haven't you? A shift in energy that no one around you dares to speak about. A silence that feels too loud. A stillness that stirs with the weight of unspoken tension. The betrayal is close, closer than you've been prepared for. And yet, you are being prepared. That's why this moment was ordained. That's why this message found you. Not by mistake, but by divine design. Archangel Michael has stepped forward because someone, is not as they appear. You have been sensing it in glimpses, in glances that linger too long, in conversations that stop when you walk in the way your name feels heavier now when said aloud. It is no longer curiosity they carry. It is speculation. It is distortion. It is poison hidden in passive tones. Someone is watching you with an intent they will not speak of. They wear friendliness like a garment, but underneath is a growing sense of resentment. They feel threatened by your peace. They feel disturbed by your elevation. You've changed, and your silence is haunting to them. They can't read your stillness, so they've chosen to misread it. They've decided that your boundaries are bitterness, that your glow is arrogance, that your detachment is betrayal. But what they cannot see is what heaven has already revealed. You are not who you used to be, and their perception of you is based on an outdated version of yourself. That confusion is dangerous now, because when people feel they are losing access to a version of you they once controlled, they create narratives to regain power. But those narratives are unraveling. Heaven is unmasking them one whisper at a time. A conversation is unfolding about you behind closed doors. And though it hasn't reached your ears, it has reached heaven's throne. The words being used were not born in truth. They were bred in insecurity. Someone is stretching facts to fit their fear. Someone is slowly rewriting your intentions to suit their inner turmoil. They are framing your peace as provocation. They are saying, "She thinks she's better than us." Or, "He's too good for everyone now." They are spinning your growth into abandonment. But this is not about them. It is about you. It is about what you carry, what you are becoming, what you no longer tolerate. And that transition has made you a mirror. You reflect what they have not healed. And now, instead of facing themselves, they aim their discomfort at you. But the truth will not stay hidden. Archangel Michael hath been sent because a veil is being lifted. The spiritual exposure is underway. What hath been done in secret is about to be called into the light. And this is why your awareness matters. You are being warned, not to retaliate, but to recognize, to see clearly, because the betrayal that is forming is still soft. It has not struck yet. And if you listen, if you stay close to this divine instruction, it will not break you. It will build you. This is the moment before the reveal. This is the tension before the truth. This is where the Holy Spirit whispers, "Stay watchful. Stay grounded. Stay silent." Because the louder they become behind your back, the more clarity you will receive in your spirit. And clarity, beloved, is the beginning of freedom. They've uncovered something, but only a fragment. They think they know your next move. They believe they have decoded your strategy. But heaven has not revealed your full path to them, and it never will. They are playing with broken pieces, trying to make sense of a picture they are no longer part of. But do not panic. Archangel Michael is standing between you and their projections. Every false word is being caught. Every dishonest thought is being filtered. You will not be touched. But you must be wise. Watch with your spirit. Listen with your discernment. Move with your covering, not your emotions. This is not the hour to doubt your inner voice. This is the moment to trust it completely. Type "I am protected" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 2727 is now activated around your name. This is not just emotional chaos. This is a spiritual confrontation. What you are sensing, what you are enduring, and what you are about to see unfold is not rooted in human misunderstanding. It is rooted in warfare. The betrayal that is brewing is not simply a matter of hurt feelings or petty envy. It is a reaction from the realm of shadows, provoked by the light that now surrounds you. This is spiritual retaliation. The darkness has seen the glow that has begun to encircle your life. It has witnessed the shedding of your old patterns. It has seen you reject the lies that once controlled you. And it cannot stand still in the presence of that kind of transformation. So now, it moves, quietly, strategically, through people who never resolved their own shadows. Archangel Michael wants you to understand. This is not personal. It is prophetic. Your life has triggered reactions in people whose spiritual alignment has not kept pace with yours. And so they do not see your growth as beautiful. They see it as betrayal. They do not see your silence as peace. They see it as insult. You have outgrown their chaos. You have stopped defending yourself in rooms where the truth was never welcome. You have detached from the need to be understood. And the detachment has become threatening to them. Because those who cannot control you will always seek to discredit you. But do not fall into their snare. This is bigger than opinions. This is not about gossip. This is about vibration. This is about elevation. You are rising, and their discomfort is a spiritual echo of your departure. They don't know why they feel bothered by your name. They don't understand why your presence causes irritation. They won't admit that your peace convicts them. But the truth is, your presence is a mirror. And mirrors terrify those who refuse to face what's inside. They feel your light because they've been living in shadows. They sense your freedom because they are still chained by patterns you've broken. You are no longer reacting the way you once did. You're not begging for love, proving your worth, or apologizing for existing. You have stepped into alignment, and alignment shakes false foundations. That is why this conflict feels different. That is why it carries weight in your spirit. Because it is not just interpersonal, it is interdimensional. You are chosen. You are covered. You are becoming. You are walking through a divine portal. And this betrayal is not a punishment. It's a checkpoint. A test to reveal who can go with you and who cannot. And many will not. Some will sabotage themselves just to avoid celebrating you. Some will speak against what they cannot access. But remember, God did not assign you to be everyone's mirror. You were called to be a messenger, a light carrier, a vessel. And Archangel Michael is standing beside you now, not because you are weak, but because you are being weaponized for divine purpose. He guards what is marked, and you are marked. Not by pain, not by rejection, but by prophecy. This betrayal isn't about you being wrong. It's about you being right, right in your spirit, right in your direction, right in your refusal to shrink again. The disruption you're feeling is the result of you stepping into territory the enemy never expected you to reach. This is resistance because you are reclaiming ground. This is backlash because you've exited the cycles that used to bind you. Don't confuse the attack for a sign you've lost your way. It is confirmation that you finally found it. And the more they push, the more heaven will pull you forward. Every weapon formed against you is being intercepted, not just by faith, but by fire. Archangel Michael's sword is drawn, not to provoke war, but to end the one already in motion. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1818 is now igniting divine clarity over your life. The betrayal is not just near, it is preparing to manifest. It is moving through intentions, forming in whispers, cloaking itself in concern. It will not always arrive with a sword. Sometimes it comes with soft eyes and carefully chosen words. That is why Archangel Michael is not simply guarding your soul, he is guarding your awareness. You must be alert now. You must be discerning now. The storm is no longer circling from a distance. It is drawing near to your gates. And though it wears the robe of familiarity, its motives are not aligned with your light. The spirit of betrayal rarely announces itself. It creeps in. It mimics compassion. It mirrors friendship. And then, at the appointed moment, it attempts to strike. But the strike shall not prosper if you listen to heaven's warning. Someone may contact you soon. Your tone may seem innocent. Your message may be wrapped in curiosity or emotional warmth. But beneath it will be a motive, a probing, a baiting, a subtle dig for information. Be wise. Do not take every call as connection. Do not respond to every message with openness. Every reach toward you is not reconciliation. Some are recon. Some are testing your peace, your access points, your spiritual stability. You are not paranoid. You are being prepared. Archangel Michael sees the attempt before it arrives. That is why you are being warned now. Because this betrayal doesn't just aim to hurt your heart. It aims to dislodge your focus, to pull you out of position, to drag you back into patterns that God has already freed you from. Be especially careful in the next 3 hours. What you say, what you post, where you grow, all of it is being watched more closely than you realize. There is a conversation happening behind your back, and it is laced with strategic deception. A version of your story is being crafted without your voice in the room. They are taking pieces of your past and stitching them into a false picture. They are assuming your motives. They are retelling events. They are planting doubts in others. This is not just malice, this is orchestration. And it is meant to distort how you are perceived. But Archangel Michael is here to declare that no weapon formed against your name will stand unchallenged. Heaven will counter every lie with truth. But you must remain silent while the truth ascends. Your role in this moment is not retaliation. It is revelation. You must allow what is hidden to come to the surface without your interference. Do not chase rumors. Do not respond to provocation. Do not defend what God has already justified. The enemy wants your reaction, because reaction creates distraction. And distraction is distance from destiny. If you answer the bait, you step out of alignment. If you fall into the drama, you step out of grace. Stand still. Let them talk. Let them spin. Let them spread. Because when God reveals, He does not whisper. He exposes with thunder. He brings down lies with the weight of justice. And no tongue that rises against you shall remain uncut by the sword of truth. Archangel Michael is shifting in the spirit. He is sharpening his sword. He is moving to intercept what was meant to catch you off guard. The text that is about to be sent. The conversation that is about to be initiated. The sudden invite or unexpected check-in, discern it. Discern it with precision. Because it's not always the obvious that wounds you. Sometimes, it's the one who says, "I was just worried about you." or I wanted to make sure you're okay. But their curiosity is not compassion. It is calculation. It is strategic. It is timed. But your awareness will cut it off. Your discernment will block it before it blooms. Stay anchored. Stay clean. Stay in position. You don't have to fight this battle. You just have to see it for what it is. If this message resonates with you, and you feel led to support, consider giving a super thanks with a contribution of $20. Your kindness helps us keep delivering messages that protect and elevate you. Type I am awake in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 3030 is now blocking every hidden attack. Now is the time to become still, not silent in defeat, but still in strategy, still in faith, still in alignment. When Archangel Michael stands guard, it is not so that you may run. It is so that you may rest in divine strategy. Because protection in this season will not come from what you say, but from what you don't say. It will come from how you carry yourself, how you hold your peace, how you let heaven speak for you when others try to misrepresent your silence. Heaven is not asking you to explain. Heaven is not requiring you to plead your case. Heaven is asking for your trust. And in trusting, you become untouchable. In trusting, you allow Archangel Michael to wage war on your behalf without the noise of your emotions clouding the battlefield. This is where your wisdom becomes your shield. You must not be lured into low conversations. You must not step into rooms just to be heard. Every word you speak right now will be weighed by heaven and measured by those who seek to twist it. That is why restraint is your weapon. That is why stillness is your sword. You are not weak when you don't respond, you are wise. Because the battle you face isn't about winning an argument. It's about protecting your assignment. And that assignment is too important to be handed over to petty accusations. Your purpose is too sacred to be polluted by explanations to those who never intended to understand you. You are no longer responsible for clearing up the confusion they have chosen to live in. Let your silence be strategic. Let your stillness be sacred. The betrayal forming against you is waiting for reaction. But the moment you choose peace over performance, you break the cycle. You close the gate they hoped you would keep open. Because people who are determined to see you through the lens of their own wounds will not be moved by your truth, only by their own healing. And until they do that inner work, every attempt to explain yourself is wasted breath. You owe no defense to darkness. You owe no verdict. You owe no narrative to noise. You owe alignment to your soul. You owe honor to your growth. And right now, growth looks like restraint. It looks like choosing elevation over engagement. Let heaven fight for you. That is not a cliché. That is a strategy. Archangel Michael has drawn a line in the spirit. He has surrounded your name with light. He has lifted his shield over your next steps. But you must walk in alignment with that covering. You must stay within the boundaries of divine protection. Don't entertain the call. Don't answer the bait. Don't prove your peace to those who have already decided it's fake. They are not seeking truth. They are seeking reaction. Let them seek. You stay still. Because stillness is not an activity. It is intelligence. It is discernment. It is power disguised in quiet confidence. The battle is not yours. It never was. It belongs to the one who sees what was said in secret. The one who saw the manipulation before it reached your name. The one who already wrote the ending of the story they are trying to control. And he has assigned Archangel Michael to you in this very hour, not just to protect your reputation, but to guard your peace. You not step outside that peace, even when it's hard, even when you want to respond, even when you want to prove that you are not who they say you are. Heaven already knows, and heaven is more than capable of revealing the truth in its own time, with thunder, not whispers, with clarity, not confusion, with vindication, not validation. You are not here to win a small fight. You are here to carry a great light, and that light cannot be dimmed by the shadows of the insecure. They can talk, they can twist, they can stir, but they cannot touch what God has sealed. And you, beloved, are sealed. You are hidden in plain sight, guarded by the sword, anchored in your assignment, still and strong. Type I am still in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1212 is now releasing divine calm and strength. Now the tide turns. Now the silence begins to thunder. And now the betrayal, which once looked like an impending wound, begins to reveal itself as a divine unveiling, not of your weakness but of your strength. Because what they meant to break you is about to build you. What they tried to use against you is about to become the very evidence of your transformation, and the version of you they thought they knew. That version no longer exists. A version served its season. That version is now ash. You are rising, not in spite of the betrayal, but because of it. This moment, this sting, this silence, this unseen plot, is what God is using to ignite the next phase of your power. You are not who they remember. You are not who they once had access to. You are being reborn in real time. Archangel Michael stands now, not in defense, but in declaration. He is declaring what heaven has already confirmed: you are untouchable in this new dimension. Not because you are above people, but because you are beneath God's hand. You have become inaccessible to those who once drained your soul. Your peace is no longer available for rent. Your presence is no longer subject to false intimacy. You've evolved past the patterns they still live in, and your absence in their chaos has become the loudest sermon they've ever heard. They miss the version of you that doubted. They miss the version that apologized for being whole. But that version bowed to survive. This version stands to become, and becoming has always been disruptive. You are walking proof that growth costs relationships, that healing demands detachment, that purpose is not polite, and for many, your evolution feels like offense, not because you've done them wrong, but because your rise reminds them of their refusal to shift. You have become the interruption to their comfort. You have become the evidence that staying the same is a choice. And now, as your light intensifies, the shadows scream louder, not because you are flawed, but because you are free. This freedom was not given by man, and it cannot be revoked by man. This was earned through every silent battle you fought, every lie you didn't answer, every prayer you cried while they laughed. This freedom was paid for with every tear, every night you couldn't explain the ache, every betrayal you buried so you could move forward anyway. And move forward you did. You've outgrown the noise. You've outlived the narrative. And you've outshined the limitation. They can't access what they can't understand. And now they don't understand you. That's why they whisper. That's why they misinterpret. Because you are no longer in their orbit, and instead of rising with you, they resent you. But resentment cannot block your access. Bitterness cannot cancel your elevation. What God has started in you, no whisper can stop. No circle can sabotage. And no betrayal can undo. You are past the threshold now. You are in the realm of becoming. And the view here, it is unfamiliar to those who chose to remain where you used to be. So let them talk. Let them spiral. Let them project. Because while they gossip, God is upgrading. While they plot, God is positioning. While they dig, God is building. Your enemies are exhausting themselves trying to pull down what God never let them build in the first place. But your stillness, it's becoming a storm in their world. Not a storm of violence, a storm of truth. A storm that strips the masks. A storm that reveals the real roles they played in your story. Because this time, you are not the one exposed. This time, you are the one revealed. And in the middle of this rise, let me remind you, if this message has stirred something in you, if you feel the power of what is being spoken over your life, consider supporting with a super thanks of $10 or more. Your contribution helps us create more of these divine messages that guard, guide, and empower your spirit. Type "I rise now" in the comments if you receive this message. Lesson code 4747 is now pouring fresh oil over your calling. This is where the betrayal loses its power. This is where the whispers start to fall apart. This is where the lies unravel under the weight of truth. You have entered the moment where what was meant to destroy you begins to reveal what was destined to elevate you. What was once a hidden attack is now becoming a divine announcement. And Archangel Michael, who has stood guard through the silence, now stands in proclamation, proclaiming that this was never about them. It was never about what they said. It was never about what they planned. It was always about what God was preparing. This is not the end of your story. This is the crossing into a new chapter, one defined not by betrayal, but by breakthrough. There is a shift forming in the atmosphere, a movement of clarity, of justice, of exposure. Someone you least expect is going to come forward with the truth. Someone you thought was against you may confess what they know. The light will shine into the dark corners of twisted conversations, and things said in secret will come to the surface. But not to harm you, to free you. This is not divine revenge. This is divine release. God is not interested in punishing your enemies. He's interested in pulling you forward. And that forward motion begins the moment you recognize the betrayal wasn't your downfall. It was your doorway. It was the very thing that forced you to turn inward, to hear the whisper of God again, to listen to your own soul, and to rise. Peace is coming, and not in the way you expected. Not through everyone apologizing, not through every rumor being undone, but through a divine detachment, a sacred disconnection from need and closure. You will no longer chase answers. You will no longer thirst for understanding from those who are committed to confusion. Instead, you will feel a peace so heavy it silences every storm. The desire to retaliate will vanish. The need to explain will dissolve. Because the deeper you step into your transformation, the less you need the approval of those who never celebrated your purpose. You are becoming someone new. Not by chance, not by force, but by fire, the kind of fire that refines, not destroys, the kind that reveals what was always gold underneath. Divine favor is being wrapped around your name right now. New connections will begin to form. Opportunities that were blocked will now flow. Even as the last pieces of betrayal still float in your atmosphere, blessings will begin to break through. This is the moment the enemy fears the most, not your silence, not your survival, but your flourishing, your rising, your ability to build even after being broken. This is what confirms your anointing, not just that you endured the betrayal, but that you transform because of it. And no enemy, no circle, no strategy of hell can replicate that kind of power. You were not sent to crumble. You were sent to crown. You were sent to rise as evidence that pain does not have the final word, that lies cannot outlive light, that gossip cannot outlast grace. You are heaven's reminder that what is forged in fire is never fragile. You are not wounded. You are wiser. You are not bitter. You are better. And because you refuse to lose yourself in the darkness, heaven is now preparing to lift you in plain sight. This is your turning point. This is your crowning moment. And soon, what tried to silence you will have to watch you rise. Type "I am transformed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 5151 is now ushering in divine elevation. Now is the time to move. Now is the time to decide. Not by rushing, not by reacting, but by responding to what your spirit already knows. This isn't just a message. This isn't just a voice echoing in your timeline or a coincidence that fell into your path. This is a summons, a divine activation, a holy interruption meant to call you out of observation and into obedience. Because what heaven is offering you in this moment is not just protection, it is positioning. You are being positioned for something greater. But positioning requires participation, not performance, not pretending, but posture, alignment, agreement. And your first act of spiritual power right now is to agree. You agree by declaring. You agree by affirming. You agree by opening your mouth or your fingers and saying, "Yes, this was for me. Yes, I hear. Yes, I receive." Because agreement is what unlocks acceleration. Agreement is what tells heaven, "I am not just listening. I am stepping into it." And that step doesn't require perfection. It requires permission. You must give yourself permission to stop explaining and start advancing. To stop reacting and start reigning. To stop wondering why they hurt you and start walking in the truth that you were never meant to stay where they left you. You were always meant to be called higher, and that calling begins with your agreement. This is not a call to religion. This is a call to revelation. This is a prophetic moment of clarity. You've been in a holding pattern, a silent wrestling, a confusing fog, and the betrayal brought even more questions. But now, heaven is saying, "It happened, but it didn't destroy you. Now rise." Archangel Michael has stood guard while your heart healed. He has stood between you and premature exposure. And now he stands to say, "You are clear to move forward." But only if you respond. Only if you activate this word. You cannot carry this revelation in silence. You must seal it. With your words. With your agreement. With your confession. There is power in the prophetic, but only when partnered with participation. Too many receive words but stay passive. Too many hear heaven and wait for confirmation when the confirmation is already within. You know this word was sent for you. You felt it in your chest. You saw the names. You remembered the silence. You cried at the lines that mirrored your own journey. That is confirmation. Don't let fear delay your breakthrough. Don't let hesitation hold you hostage. What you declare today creates a contract in the spirit. And heaven is ready to move, but heaven waits on your word. This is more than just a message. It is a mirror, and it is showing you who you are becoming. But mirrors don't change your life, movement does. So speak. Declare. Type the words. Not for the algorithm. Not for me. But for the angels watching. For the realm that moves when you move. For the clarity that flows when you agree. Let your voice be the signal. Let your comment be the covenant. Let your agreement be the anointing that shifts everything. Because when you say, "I receive," heaven hears, "I am ready." And that readiness is what unlocks the next door. That readiness is what calls the favor forward. That readiness is what seals your next season. So, don't just roll. Don't just feel inspired. Engage. Agree. Act. This is how heaven works. This is how prophecy becomes path. This is how betrayal becomes birthing. This is how pain becomes purpose. You've carried this long enough. It's time to release it. It's time to step forward. It's time to say, this word is mine. This blessing is mine. This protection is mine. Speak it. Declare it. Type it. Because your words are spiritual keys, and the gate is ready to open. Type I receive this word in the comments if this message was for you. Blessing code 6868 is unlocking new gates of favor and acceleration. You are not a victim of betrayal. You are the revelation that rose from it. You are not broken. You are rebuilt. You are not who they left. You are who God lifted. And no matter how close the betrayal came, it did not consume you. It didn't claim your identity. It didn't sabotage your purpose. It didn't touch your anointing. Because even when you couldn't feel it, even when you were numb from the sting of silence, Archangel Michael was standing guard. Not just over your heart, but over your destiny. Not just over your tears, but over your timeline. And now, with every breath you take forward, you are proving that betrayal was not the end of you. And with the unveiling, the unlocking, the beginning of your next divine dimension. They thought they had access to you forever. They assumed your silence was weakness. They mistook your humility for fragility. But heaven saw differently. Heaven saw strength in your stillness, power in your restraint, honor in your refusal to get dirty in their dissection. And heaven responded. Archangel Michael was deployed not because you begged for help, but because you were marked. And what is marked must be defended. You are light in human form. You are evidence of divine design. You are proof that spiritual warfare is not just real. It is waged in the ordinary details of daily life. And you have won. Not because you shouted, not because you fought in the flesh, but because you trusted what could not be seen. And now, everything that has been hidden, every plot, every lie, every whisper, will be exposed by the light you carry. Let them whisper. You rise. Let them spin stories. You stand. Let them watch in confusion as the same God who covered you in silence crowns you in public. Your name is not tarnished. It is transformed. Your peace is not passive. It is prophetic. Your presence is not intimidating. It is divine evidence. You are walking clarity in a world full of confusion. And those who tried to confuse others about you will soon be confronted by the truth heaven is about to announce. Because when God reveals, he leaves no question. And when Archangel Michael guards, no hand can reach what is sacred. So close the chapter. Seal the lesson. Bury the old version of yourself and honor the new one rising. There is no need to revisit the room you were once rejected in. There is no need to explain to those committed to misunderstanding you. You are moving forward with grace, with boldness, with clarity, and you are no longer looking back. The betrayal was real, but the becoming is greater. What they did is history. Who you are now is prophecy. And prophecy cannot be undone by people who were never assigned to your promise. As you step into this new season, walk like someone who has been watched over. Move like someone who has been marked by heaven. Speak like someone who has nothing left to prove but everything to release. This is your elevation season. This is your unbothered year. This is your heaven-backed emergence. And no shadow, no rumor, no betrayal will ever hold you hostage again. You are not just free, You are formidable. And those who underestimated you will soon realize they weren't just watching your survival, they were witnessing your resurrection. You are not what they called you. You are what God covers. You are not what they lost. You are what heaven kept. You are not the wound, you are the weapon. You are not the break. You are the blueprint. Walk in that truth. Speak from that truth. Lie from that truth. Because your next chapter isn't waiting, it's ready. Type "I am the revelation" in the comments if you feel this truth rising inside you. Blessing code 9999 is sealing your new season with victory. If this message empowered your soul and you feel led to support, consider a super thanks of $50 or whatever you feel led to give. Your gift helps us continue releasing prophetic words to guide and guard lives like yours. Let the betrayal fade. Your becoming has just begun. Let the noise die. Your voice has just been activated. You are not a victim. You are the revelation they never expected. And Archangel Michael is still standing guard,